Hello and welcome to Just Learn Python. This is Python tutorial for beginners. We are in part 13 of this series. In this video, we are going to look at sequences, and in future videos, we are going to cover these sequences in detail. Okay? Sequences are most used data structures after numbers. Sequences yield a series of items. There are three basic sequence types in Python. They are list, tuple, and range. Before we look into this list, tuple, and range, we have to understand what is mutable and what is immutable. When we say a object is mutable, whose value can be changed. That means once it is created, we can go and modify that object, values of that object. Fine. So the examples of mutable objects are list, dictionary, sets, byte array. These are mutable objects. Objects whose values can be changed. Fine. The immutable objects are those whose values cannot be changed once they are created. They are called immutable objects. Examples are strings, integer, tuple, frozen set, bytes are immutable objects. So whenever you do some operation on this, every time a new object is returned. So now let us look at list. List is a kind of container where we can place some objects, some values. List is a mutable sequence. If you come from other programming background like in C, C++ or Java, it is similar to array. It is a mutable sequence, means you can change the values of list. The list can contain any type. So any data type, it can contain, a single list can contain integer, float, strings or any other object. A list can contain even a list, a dictionary or anything because in Python everything is an object, so list can contain any object. The values in the list are called elements or items. Generally we refer the values in the list as elements or items. There are multiple ways of creating a new list. The simplest one is include all the items in a square bracket. That is the simplest way of creating a list. Let us look at an example. List underscore num is a variable where we are creating a list and assigning it to list underscore num. Here in this example, I have taken some numbers 10, 20, 30, 40 and I have placed them inside a square brackets. The values are separated by comma. After that, I am printing the list. Fine, we get the list containing numbers. The next one is tuple. Tuple is similar to list, but it is immutable. It is a immutable sequence. When we say immutable, once we create tuple, you cannot modify the tuple. Fine. Like list, tuple can also be created in multiple ways. Simplest way to create a tuple is include items in bracket. Here we are using round bracket. Example, here we are using tuple underscore number, a variable, and we are creating a tuple here 10, 20, 30, 40 separated by comma, like as we did in list. Same thing, instead of square bracket we use round brackets. This represents a tuple, and after that we are printing that tuple here. So that is 10, 20, 30 and 40. We get a tuple. The next sequence is range. Range returns an object which produces a sequence of integer, gives a generator object which returns a sequence of integers. Range we can use in a multiple form. That is, the simplest form is range takes one stop as an argument where it returns a sequence of numbers from 0 to stop. And another form is range start and stop. These are the two arguments we pass, that is the starting value and up to, that is the stop. Then the third form is start, stop and a step, where an object is returned, sequence starts from start until stop in an interval of step. We will look at examples of these three formats. The first one is example 1, range 10. This is mandatory. Stop is mandatory. Okay, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. So range, I am passing a value 10, so it will return value from 0 to 9. Notice we have not passed start, it starts from 0 until 10. 10 is not included. I have taken a for loop here to print the values. So I am printing here in for loop. We will look at for loop in loops section in another video. Now let us run this code. So I get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 9. In the second example, I have taken start as 1 and stop as 11, and I am printing that value here in a loop. So we get 1, 2, 3 up to 10. 11 is not inclusive. Fine, 1 to 11, but 11 is not included. Third example, we have passed start value, stop value, and an interval as 2. Let us look at this output. So we get numbers sequence from 0, that is the start, until 50 in an interval 2, that is 0, 2, 4, like that we are getting the sequence. In example 4, we can also pass negative values, negative value as a step. So this what it will do, the start value is 51 and I want to go up to 10. It is in a reverse order in steps of -2. So this will generate sequence of numbers from 51 to 11. Notice up to 10, fine, in an interval of 2. Next, common sequence operations. We'll look at some operations which we generally use with sequences. The first one is membership check operation. That means whether an element belongs to that object or not, belongs to that sequence or not. That is in and not in. We can check whether item is there in the list or not in the list. So we have taken the same list here, 10, 20, 30, 40. I can check 10 in list nums. So this will return, if it is there, it will return true. Here I have taken a value which is not there in the list, 60. I am checking whether that number is there in the list. So let us look at this output. So it returns false. That means 60 not in sequence. Next is duplication operations. We use star to duplicate. Star is an operator which duplicates a sequence. Here I am using a list underscore num, same list, and I am using list star 2. So this will give us, notice the list is duplicated. The values of list are duplicated inside a list. Likewise, string also we can use. This is a string, just learn Python. So I want it 3 times, duplicate it 3 times. So here this is the first term, second time, this is the third one. The next one is, next operator is concatenation operator. So here we are using plus. Plus is a concatenation operator. So I have 2 lists here, 10, 20, 30, A and B, 40, 50, 60, and I am adding A plus B. So it should give us 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So it is similar to the extend method of list. When we learn list in coming videos, that time I will explain what is extend method. Likewise, here there are 2 strings, S1 and S2, and S1 plus S2 should give us a concatenated string. Python is awesome. The next operator is slicing. By slicing, it's a mechanism. By slicing, we can get part or full elements of a sequence. What we use square brackets and colon. So the syntax is inside square bracket start colon end. So let us look at the output. In the first print statement, I have not specified any start and end. So I get a full list. When you don't specify, it is as good as getting the entire list. Next one is print a colon 3. So it starts from first index, that is index starts from 0. So it starts from first element 20 and up to 3. 3 is not inclusive. This is 0, 1, 2 and 3. 3 is not inclusive. So we get 20 and 30 part of it. So the third one is start from 1 and end is -2. Start from 1, that is 20, and -2 from the right hand side. This is 1, this is 2. So we get again 20 and 30. These two are same. That's why we get the same output. And in the fourth print statement, we are printing from -2. Start from -2. This is -1. This is 40 is -2. So end is not specified. So start from -2 until the end. So it will come from 40 and 50. Next print statement, start is not specified, that is from 0, and go up to -2. That means -2, end is -2. This is -1, -2. Start from 0, that is 10, 20 and 30. These are the possible slicing options. Next operations on sequences, we can use len, max and min. Len returns the length of sequence or number of items in the sequence. Max returns the maximum value in the sequence. Min returns the minimum value in the sequence. These things we have already seen in built-in functions. Anyway, we are going to again look at these functions again and again in upcoming videos also. So here I have taken a list 10, 20, 30, 40. I am printing a len here using len function, and max and min. These are the values printed here. So length is 5 items, max is 50 out of it, and min is 10. Even though in the example what we have seen here, we have used list, but these operations holds good for all the sequences. In upcoming videos, we will explore more of these sequences, some other sequences also like strings, Unicode, byte array and buffer. We will have a detailed video on strings, on list, tuple, etc. and so on. Fine. So in this video we have seen sequences like list, tuple and range. We have learnt what is mutable and what is immutable, and we have seen some common sequence operations like in and not in. We have seen duplication operator, concatenation operator, and how to do slicing, and some operational operations like len, max and min. I hope you find this video useful and you like it. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, and please subscribe for the channel, and click the bell icon so that you will get notifications whenever there is a new video is uploaded. Thank you for watching.